head, right in the heart of no robbery. Globally, we got a following on top of we. We try to go worldwide. No lie, we try to go worldwide. Make money, money, make money, money, money. Kawashuku hustle basuliza kale money. Shukran na wapaka designs za jibwa kale. Hapa ni kifo na nitotu hadharani. Cheki maninja wanangora.
In every project, we do encounter a few pleasant surprises. Well, for this episode, Popadon and Jijenge almost literally knocked the socks off my feet. The two don't only exhibit a true mastery and passion for what they do, but also appreciate the reality of the world they find themselves in.
I'm out here spitting facts, man. You cannot debate this. Yeah, I'm a beast, I'm a lyrical killer. Flow heavy sitting on you baby rappers, call me babysitter. With that strong breed, we never wither. Putting my weight on the beat, call me heavy hitter. Jijenge all day, yeah. WB all day, Papa.
Don't Papa all day. Jijenge all day. 111 Karen gone representing. Y'all know Kim folk, listen. I've been getting some attention but lately for my lyrical archery, methodical statements.
Wasana sema wanataka kuwa wasanii. Wanakuja nje mazee wanatugundua okay, it's not the way they thought it was. But they now don't want to work for it. So but they want to live a lifestyle but not work for it. Mtu anaishi kwa mzazi, you want to lean, you want to smoke bad, lakini unaishi kwa mzazi brabe. Wewe unafanyi wera, wewe pesa yako hadi mzazi sasa akikata hiyo link. Sawa sasa tu ni finished mse. Sana jibamba mbaya. Tio lifestyle we lean in. Mzazi anasema ati ndio sasa usanii sasa. Mimi nitoe pesa yangu kama mzazi ni ati ndio usanii. Mzazi hazitoa pesa brother. Hazitoa pesa.
Just like TNT, you said to me, baby, how'd you like your tea? I don't want no tea, why don't you sit right next to me? Just like TNT, I like your eyes, live for your smile. Kiss me for a while, help me forget all of my trials. Blow my mind. Hold me close, honey, dripping on my toes.
Okay, it's almost over.
The name of my album will be called Love Day. Like signing out, you know, like when you're signing out on a letter, like Love Day. So because I love you guys, I mean.
Hey. Oh God.
Sometimes I write a song and I feel like it's not ready, or I feel like I don't believe in it just yet. I don't feel like it's ripe. I feel like it's not ripe, you know, it's not ready. And I don't know if I would call it a challenge, but more like a surprise. What surprises me is every time out of the three, every time I've dropped all three, I felt some sort of apprehension before, you know, and then I do it and I'm like, wow, look at how people are vibing with this, like this is so cool. The biggest challenge recording, I think, has been just finding producers who believe in you. Because more often than not, like what happens a lot is people are in it for the money. Guys just want to make money. They want, it's about the money. There's no synchronicity. There's no complete belief in the artist that you're working with.
Yeah.
And then also many producers would rather work with more established artists. So then you find that you're constantly trying to convince someone that, you know, take a chance on me, like just bet on me and see what happens. Like I don't suck.
The music business in Kenya, like many other sectors, is turbulent. And here are some of the reasons. Royalties for our artists are like chicken teeth or snake legs. They don't exist. In 2016, Elani, arguably one of Kenya's biggest pop groups, disclosed that they received only $300 as royalties for a whole year. MCSK the Kenyan body charged with collecting and distributing royalties to artists was quick to defend itself. So comes my second point. In its defense, MCSK cited non-compliance by local broadcasters in paying royalties. As a matter of fact, it is claimed artists actually pay presenters and DJs to play their music. After paying, the artist sits back and hopes to the good Lord that the music becomes a hit. On the flip side, artists do enjoy a variety of other options for income generation. Due to the overwhelming intake of smartphone use by Kenyans, digital products such as Kiza Tunes and paying streaming services become viable for artists. All in all, e-biz ni noma.
Gunpopa kwenye vasi ya pili nikichocha humu ndani naye Mr. Buki kadelivari ni moto nishachangia kuni tayari nishaivisha kakombora za Gaza na waroga kamkamba juu ya miti za yala barabara na mchumbi ya magoe ya bala pile pile kase yuyo kikiboka mapala nikitora tuma.
I had expectations. I was naive. I was fresh out of college. I was like, okay, yeah, now I want to be a rap artist. And then I got into the game, and bro, I got abused, man. Like, you know, like you have expectations, and then you get in there, and people just be lying to you, man. People take advantage of your ignorance on these aspects, man. You're trying to look for a father figure in the game, and even the father figures themselves have been starving so much, all they can think about is how they can rape you quicker so that they can compensate the years that they've lost. Yeah. So I switched up, man. Like I just stood back for a second and said, I can't. Jijenge usani nanja. From an angle of hunger, you won't make it, man. Like just at ukonja, you expecting somebody to hold your hand. Yeah. Brother, what ukonja?
These lights are cool.
What's your mood? What's my mood? Da, da, da. Don't be shy, approach me. Or just take that stride. No clue what might bloom from this interaction, you and I. Don't be shy, approach me.
I feel like if you have a platform, you should use it for some sort of good. So for me, with my music, I haven't like addressed like let's say Kenyan problems or anything like that. However, for me, every song that I write, everything that I put out, every gig that I perform at, my three things are I want people to feel like they can grow, I want people to feel like they can heal, and I want people to feel love. For me, those are my three things. Those are the three things I try to address in my music.
Songwriting is an art form of its own, and Kenya once had many who appreciated the art for what it was. Joseph Kamaru was one of those. Kamaru wrote this song after the tragic torture and murder of J.M. Karaoke, who had won over the hearts of Kenyans across the country, young, old, rich, and poor. J.M. died for his work. Ask yourself, what will you die for?
One mark of good songwriting is a desire for future generations to recreate your work. This song by the extremely gifted Kwame is a rendition of a song originally composed by Joseph Kamaru. Mahoya ya Mafurudi, a prayer for the nation.
Ngai mwega wimbo tangiri waita mwamukiri magongo na mandwairo Ngai uri mbere tutingihotwo ni thu mwene mwene nyaga twakuhoya.
The original song was released in 1988, and so powerful was this composition that the president then, Daniel Arap Moi, called Kamaru to State House. The president was concerned with the content of the song. He even asked for a translation. It's said that to date, Kamaru has produced over 2,000 songs.
So people come look at your ignorance and your naivete, alafu wanasema huyu jamaa hatajui vile kunaenda, watakukula do, wanakwambia shoot video tu chwani mse uta make it. Unashoot hiyo video tu chwani mazeni wase 5,000 pekee wanachukua video. Yeah. So they don't tell you the truth, but wanakufunikia, wanakudanganya, wanakukulia. Once you've been raped, man, you're wondering, yo, what the fuck?
What next?
Yeah, what next? So when I saw it that way, I just learned how to manage my expectations and went back and said, okay, first of all, I have to have different revenue streams happening for me so that no one takes advantage of me within the music business. Because people's being taken advantage of because wamejiekeleani hatuna namna ingine. So people take advantage of you. But if you know your shit, yeah, like if you can guarantee yourself a meal if you're living well without the music, no one will take advantage of you. I know artists here that's most that's most publicized, but the quality of their lives, bro, wanang'ang'ana tu pia, yani kila siku mnaona kwa gazeti lakini they starving.
Kina Dancomania. I think Dancomania was like a show that really pushed Kenyan music. Like the Bam Bam song, the Caesar song, what is it called? Bam Bam. Bam Bam. That's it. Bam Bam. I don't know Caesar. But still, like, that's a song that will forever be in my head and such a big part of my childhood because, like, that was the jam for that show. You know what I mean? And I think at that time that was cool. But people's interests have changed, or I don't know why shows like that. I don't know if they brought it back. Would it be a hit now, or was it because of the age we were then? But I think it was good because it pushed Kenyan content and it had that Kenyan feel. It had the Kenyan vibe. Like you just knew this is Kenyan music. I think music in Kenya has gotten to a place where it's not even clear like if this is a Kenyan artist or not. Because even like simple things like singing Swahili, guys don't sing Swahili like that anymore, you know what I mean?
The urban music entertainment scene in Kenya is vibrant, bursting with millions of youth who are open to different forms of entertainment. And this presents an insanely complex market, fragmented along lines of language, trend, social status, among other things.
Sangapi Nairobi, Lipua Jaba, Wangapi, DJ Nisu, Sangapi Nairobi, oi, pull. DJ Nisu, na kamera show na bamba sana. Toka nje na ufanya nini? Kana amrugu. Amrugu. Kila mtu naruka kidogo.
Yeah, I switched up and I started now looking at it from pure economics aspect. And I said, look, I can't find a father figure. I might as well figure out this and then put some education to it, man, and speak to the peoples about it. So like for me, I have what I'm consolidating is something called Hound Fortune. Yeah. Bro, and it's just through collaborations, man. Like I thought about it by starting with the 111 area. Like Wangalia Wasani around my area and seeing what we could do to create value around ourselves. Yeah. So for instance, we're going to Jijenge. Jijenge is a producer / rap artist. And he just lives within the geographical setting. The most important aspect about pushing the music is when the money circulates. It's not really about how much circulates, but the goodwill that circulates around us. So he charges me three G's for a track.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to him not just because he's good at what he does, but he's giving me value, bro. Yeah, he's giving me value for my product. So we take each other seriously in that aspect, in that retrospect.
Yeah.
The money circulating amongst us, man, for the most basic stuff. Because that's what keeps the motivation going, man. Like, you feel good to wake up the next morning knowing that you have some 3Ks coming in, than to be talented, because that's the disenchantment that a lot of artists have in the sector. Is they're really feeling unappreciated, man.
Yeah.
Above everything else, we sought to find out who we truly are through our music. I cannot say we found a concrete answer, but I believe this can be a start for others. Learning from our past can help us live good today and hope for an even better tomorrow. This is Jijenge.